Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our program tonight. 15 years after Katiba was brought to life in Kenya, how has that journey been? One of the things was that devolved functions were supposed to bring power and services closer to the people. What is the verdict today? Can you and I verify, testify, and amplify whether the devolution, power to the people, service to the people has actually succeeded? Case in point, healthcare, which is in the news for all the wrong reasons right now. One, SHA and the SHA shenanigans. Two, we've got the UHC staff members and the hot potato that is who should be their boss and who should pay their salaries. All that and so much more we have in store for you tonight in this conversation. The People's Court is about to begin and Katiba at 15. Devolution is on trial. You are welcome. Now, to help us break this down, to help us understand this a lot better, we have a very insightful panel. It is full of ladies and gentlemen who have a lot of experience, who've put themselves forward to lead the people of their locales, to shape the destiny of Kenyans as far as devolution is concerned. We also have a member of the health fraternity here to talk to us about the insider knowledge of what is happening in our healthcare, what is ailing our healthcare, if I should say so. We also have with us a constitutional law analyst here to poke holes and patch them in the course of trying to understand this a lot better. Ladies and gentlemen, the People's Court begins. And of course, we have our lovely members here. They're not here as audience members. They're here to contribute. They're here to ask questions. They're here to represent you at home. Now, before we begin the conversation, here's a question for you. Does the devolved function of healthcare serve you in your county? Once again, does the devolved function of healthcare serve you in your county? The question is mine, the answer is yours. Yes, no, maybe. The QR code should be on your screen right about now. Go ahead and scan it, put in your answer, and send it. I'll be able to receive it right here. And in the course of this program, we shall be keeping tabs on what you say about whether or not healthcare is serving you, or rather the devolved function of healthcare is serving you in your county, wherever you are. Thank you very much. Allow me to introduce our guests in no order of importance, please, other than how they have shown up with us tonight. Let's start with the Honorable Vincent Kimboi, who's joining us from the Baringo County, and he serves as their speaker. Karibu sana.
Asante.
The camera has caught you loud and clear. Say something to your people.
Thank you, and I am here to represent the people of Baringo and to tell Kenyans that devolution is working in Baringo.
All right.
We have seen tremendous changes before 2010 and post 2010.
All right. Thank you so much. Next, we have the Honorable Tony Barasa, who's joining us from Bungoma, and he serves there as an MCA. How are you, sir?
Thank you. I'm Tony Hawaya Baraza from Londani Ward, Serisha constituency, Bungoma County.
Karibu sana.
And also our organizing secretary, CAF.
Karibu sana.
It's County Assemblies Forum.
Karibu sana. Karibu sana. And we also have the pleasure to have Madam the Honorable Beatrice Mitaru, who's joining us from Kirinyaga, where you serve as member of the County Assembly. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Say something to the people of Kirinyaga.
Good evening. I'm Honorable Beatrice Mitaru, specially elected, representing marginalized in the County Assembly of Kirinyaga, and also the chair, County Assembly Forum, Disability Caucus.
Karibu sana. Thank you. We are also joined by the Honorable Peter Kagwe, who's joining us all the way from Nyandarua. Karibu sana, sir.
Thank you. My name is Mwangi Kagwe, representing people of Daragwa, Nyandarua County. I'm a father of devolution. I was first elected 2015. I'm here to tell Kenyans that Kenya, we have one of the best laws, best policies, which is very rich, watertight, and we have the best constitution on the land.
All right. I hope you'll bring those sentiments based on your experience with us tonight. Thank you so much, Karibu sana. We are also joined all the way from Siaya County, an MCA with a very wealthy name. Her first name is Scholastica, the Honorable Scholastica Mercedes. Karibu sana, madam.
Asante sana.
Tell me about that name, just out of curiosity. Where did that name come from?
All right, my full name is Scholastica Mercedes Mado. Mado is my surname.
I see.
But
That Mercedes name, is it an ethnic name? Or is it an expression of your transportation?
I always tell people, look at me and do you see a Mercedes?
I see what you mean. All right.
It's a loaded name, and I strive to leave it, and it's a nickname that has become my full name. So when you come to CI, you're looking for a human Mercedes.
Wow.
So to the people of CI, I'm representing them in this discussion today
Yes.
regarding the state of the Constitution of the devolution 15 years later.
Yes.
And I'm a first-time MCA. My ward is called Southeast Alego, which is in Alego Songa constituency in CI County. And I
Right.
need to add here that my ward is the largest ward in CI County.
Is that so? All right. It's only fair that the largest ward in Sierra County is served by none other than the Silver Star, Mercedes. Right. Now, you know what they say about Mercedes? The best or nothing.
Yes.
That is the slogan.
True.
I certainly hope as a first-time MCA, the people of Siaya will say they got the best.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Now, we are also joined all the way from the county, the border county of Busia, Honorable Shedrack Masinde. How are you, sir?
Thank you very much. Thank you for welcoming me.
What is your nickname? Range Rover?
Yeah.
We've seen Mercedes, we've seen BMW here.
That's a tough one. Mine is called Dallas.
Dallas.
They call me Dallas.
Why is that?
Back in the village. It's a school.
It's a nickname.
It's a nickname.
All right. Let's hope we see the development like that of Dallas, Texas.
Sure.
Absolutely. Karibu sana.
Hoping.
Karibu.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Viewers, my name is Shadrach Masinde. I represent a ward called Marachi Central. It's found in Butla in Busia. What I want to say, the new constitution, the devolution is a good thing. That's what I can attest.
All right.
Busia was left behind as marginalized county, but things are coming up. We can't complain.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
All right. I hope you'll give us some evidence of that. Next, we are joined by the Reverend Joseph Kariuki, who wears several hats here. He's, of course, as the name suggests, a reverend, but he also comes to us as the vice chairperson of RUFA, which is the Rural and Urban Private Hospitals Association. Karibu sana.
Asante sana, and good evening, viewers. My name is Joseph Kariuki. Right, my title is Reverend, and really glad to be here. I represent the constituency of the Rural and Urban Private Hospitals Association.
Karibu.
I'm the current vice chairman.
Karibu.
Thank you so much.
Karibu. And I hope you're praying for the health sector.
Very much.
Last but not least, we are joined by Ndong Evans, who is a constitutional law analyst. He's a sharp mind, he pulls no punches, and he's here to tell it as it is. How are you, sir?
I'm good, Victor.
Karibu.
Thank you. I'm back again here.
Karibu. Karibu sana.
And I just want to tell the fellow citizens of this republic, we must keep these conversations. I've always said, the moment we stop talking, we start fighting.
All right. I like that. And Evans, the first question is to you. Ladies and gentlemen, we will introduce you as and when you speak. I think that's better. All right? Thank you so much. Karibuni sana. Evans, paint the picture for us. You know, it's been 15 years of this thing, and I want us to digest the subject of the promise versus the reality. I want you to be very, very honest. I mean, this 2010 Constitution, one of the things it did is that it devolved a number of things, to the counties, including healthcare. Now, what has gone wrong, from a legal perspective or from an implementation level? What has gone wrong? Because, for example, in healthcare, people still pay heavily out of pocket. What happened? What happened to this dream that we had? 15 years down the line, surely it's still one of the youngest constitutions in the country, but 15 years is quite a good amount of time to really evaluate where we are. Where would you say we are?
Thank you so much, Victor. First, I must say that, the background under which we got the 2010 Constitution is very important, and devolution was a contested issue. If you remember, in 2010, there was a give and take. During that time, the ODM caucus was saying, You either give us the devolution as an aspect, and we give away the parliamentary system. So it was a give-take. And PNU then decided that, look, if you're taking devolution, then give us a presidential system. So it was envisaged from one side of the political class first that devolution was to be implemented through a parliamentary system. They thought that was the best way forward. The other caucus thought, no, a close to pure presidential system is good for us to implement devolution. Then we borrowed heavily from the South African Constitution and said, if we want power to truly move to the people, because one of the things we were dealing with was the shift of power, where our independence constitution, the Moise constitution, the Kenyatta constitution that had undergone a lot of amendment, had removed a lot of power from Majimboism and brought it to Nairobi. So in our delineation of roles, we simply said, for instance, that markets should go to counties. We simply said health should be a shared function. Our biggest challenge 15 years, Victor, has been when you say, for instance, that health is a devolved function, what is the role, or is a shared function? What is the role of national government and what is the role of county government? That was undefined. In fact, if you look at Schedule 4, it only gives you a list. I would give you a good example. When the affordable housing issue came on board, the first issue was whether housing is a county or a national function. Remember, the taxation as a regime is largely left to the national government. Now, Schedule 4, for instance, simply says housing development. The national government does not know whether they have either the policy function or the implementing function.
It was undefined.
So it was undefined. So that interpretation was either left to the county assemblies or the national government. So the only people that are able to help us here have been the courts. But the courts have been unable. Right now...
Hold on. This lack of definition,
yes.
Was it a lapse or was it deliberate?
No, I think it was, we were trying a new constitution, a progressive constitution. Progressive why, Victor? Because we have not been where housing is a right. Under the old constitution, things like housing were not rights. They were actually provided in policy. So we did not contemplate, just the same way devolution. When devolution began, people actually thought that senatorial seat is the most powerful. Over time, they realized, kumbe it is the gubernatorial seat. That is why in 2017 you saw so many senators going back to be governors. That is what happened to us in terms of delineation of functions. We delineated functions without clear boundaries. That is why Schedule 4 is put in an abstract format. Victor, I want to give you a very clear example.
Please.
We have the housing project. Nobody has ever asked the question of how the national government has been acquiring land to build the affordable housing program. Why? Because the National Land Commission, for instance, Victor, has a role when any public land is being procured. So that what you see the governors doing by simply saying, I've donated land, they cannot utilize public land, for instance, without the use of the National Land Commission. That happens because we do not know in housing development which part is policy and which part is county government. So that is part of our challenge. Number two is that we actually essentially devolve functions without following them with resources. I will give you my county of Homa Bay. What happens? Victor, if a county government receives 14 billion shillings and puts 10 billion to recurrent expenditure, okay, and allows 4 billion to remain for development, what does that tell you? It tells you that it's like we devolved the workforce, we did not devolve the development. If in a budget of 14 billion, Victor, 10 billion serves recurrent expenditure, salaries, maintenance, all these things, legal fees, and 4 billion goes to development, that is what scrambles for development. In that budget, you can already see 80% of what is devolved to recurrent expenditure and not the function. So part of our challenge is we need to reduce the labor force so that we increase the expenditure on critical functions.
I see.
That is another challenge that has been with us.
I see. By the way, what Mr. Ndong here is talking about is a reality. A lot of county governments spend upwards of 60%
Yes.
On recurrent expenditure, on salaries, on tea, and all that. Nothing wrong with tea. But I mean, the balance, is heavily in favor of recurrent expenditure as opposed to development, which is something that a lot of people have had problems with. I want to bring in the Reverend Kariuki. Healthcare was supposed to have been devolved, to increase access. Talk to us about why some counties today have no doctors, no supplies. There's numerous strikes going on right about now. What do you see is the root cause of this? Is it law? Is it leadership? Is it budgets? What is the reason why we are where we are?
I will go squarely on leadership because, yes, we have seen a lot of problem in healthcare, human resource for health, supplies of medical equipment, drugs and the likes. But on the flip side, we have seen counties that have really done well in healthcare. Take for an example the county of Murang'a. Murang'a has really excelled with the same resources that is allocated to other counties. You find that the usage in Murang'a is quite different. They have modernized their facilities. They have added more facilities. They have employed their own staff. They have brought in new equipment, new technology. And Murang'a is a county to behold. You can't explain the same for others that are not able to meet their basic needs in the county. So the problem is all about leadership, not budget, not other things that we talk about.
I see. Let me ask you, sir, Mr. Barasa, Honorable Barasa, would you agree with what he's saying?
I will somehow agree on 50-50 basis. But I also allow me to say this, that since the promulgation of the Constitution of Kenya 2010, and issues to do with the healthcare system, I want to agree that there are some merits and demerits on devolution. Some of the merits we are gaining as people in rural areas is that the creation of employment. Initially, people used to get employment maybe at the central government, and now you'll find that through healthcare, we can recruit our people from different wards and counties. That one is one of the merits. Another merit is that resources came down to the people. You'll find that a place like Londani, where I come from, we have managed to bring on board dispensaries that we have built and equipping them, and we also have some challenges.
I have a quick question on those dispensaries. Right now, dispensaries is our hot topic.
Exactly.
Can you confirm or deny whether your dispensaries from your area have been shown in the list of shame? Those organizations that are there in name only. It's a complete bush.
It is not mentioned in that list of shame, but I saw one which is a private one, Nabwala from Bungoma. That one is not a public facility. But I can tell you, Victor.
Is it a real hospital or is it a kiosk?
No, it's a hospital. Yeah, it's a hospital.
All right.
But I can confirm that since the advent of devolution, we have tried to build a number of dispensaries. As you go to Lohaha now, it's a catchment area that people come from Uganda, and it's doing very well. Mm-hmm. But also allow me to say this, that sometimes give Caesar what belongs to Caesar. Mm-hmm. Health facility is a devolved function. But we'll find this leadership, and I want to say the institutions. Let's allow what belongs to Caesar. Let's allow what belongs to the counties. Like, for example, why should the national government pay the CHVs or the community health promoters, and yet is a devolved function? Why should we channel those money to the counties so that they can pay the CHVs? Why should the national government come into issues to do with markets? Markets are a devolved function. If we are saying that counties should get 450 billion, if you are going to give these functions, like now money that the national government is paying half to CGVs, the counties are paying, you are coming to build markets. If you channel this money to counties, we are going to manage this money in a good way. So we don't have that goodwill from institutions. So let us give Caesar what belongs to Caesar.
I see.
Yep.
All right, Honorable Kagwe, I saw you had some reactions to what was being said. A penny for your thoughts, please.
Yeah, thank you, Victor. And I would like to echo the sentiments of Leveled here. But still on that sentiment, I would like to bring forth where we have come from. 2013 is the time I was elected as the first MCA.
Right.
And as I had stated earlier, Kenya, we have a progressive constitution. We have the best laws. We have the best policies. Where we leaders, we elected leaders, we appointed leaders, if we really respect and uphold the constitution to the letter, Kenya will be a haven. But now, the biggest mistakes come here. With the devolution, one thing, Victor, I would like to tell you is that devolution brings what we call public engagement. Today, nobody in Kenya will say that I'm going to Nairobi, I'm going to Kenya. But there before, people from Turkana, Garissa used to say that when they are coming to Nairobi, they are coming to Kenya. Now they are used to the government. So devolution brought resources and governance closer to the people. When we come to health, I understand that, yes, there is merit and demerit. Health was devolved. And when it was devolved, it was a function which was devolved. But funds were left by the national government. In 2013, 2017, we had a lot of challenges. Because you could get that even employees were being employed from Nairobi, then they are transferred to counties. Remember, most of the counties, we hired a seconded staff from the national government. So there was a lot of wage bill which was down there, but the funds were not released. So you get that as much as we are championing the devolution, and it has done well, still the national government has held a lot of funds which are supposed to be with the counties. As Honorable Manasa stated, yes, we have been able to employ our local people to serve as health staff. But that's not enough. Still right now, we are fighting with the national government because of USC staff, whereby they don't want county to be accountable. They want the county government to be accountable, but without funds. And that's why we're asking, give Caesar what belongs to Caesar. Give county money so that the county may be able to account for their staff. So, as much as I'm concerned, 2013 up to now, health, we have seen a small, slight progress, considering that the Constitution of Kenya is at a very low absorption.
I see.
Yeah.
I see. And Mr. Ndong, I'll come to you a bit later and really interrogate this issue of why is it, and it will be seen in many sectors, why is it that the Constitution has, the implementation of the Constitution is still lagging behind? And is this delay deliberate, or is it actually as a result of other things? Let us bring in our member from Kirinyaga. Talk to us about the healthcare situation, since we're talking about health right now. What is the latest when it comes to the issue about promoting clinical officers? The unions had a bit of a problem there. What is the situation there, and as far as the clinical officers, and how does this affect the general well-being of Kirinyaga people as far as healthcare?
Promoting the clinical officers.
Yes.
Okay, health is a devolved function, and it was meant to bring good health service delivery to the residents there.
Right.
But now, unfortunately, when you talk of clinical officers not being promoted, there's a problem of resources. You understand that health function is usually funded by both county and national government. National government usually fund the specific, usually give fund to the health function for a specific program. While those other programs are left to the county government to fund the same from their own source revenue. Now, with the struggling counties like Kirinyaga, we face a lot of challenges in resources. So the reason we have not been able to promote the clinical officers due to lack of resources, because of course, if you promote them, definitely you increase the wage bill. Where will we get the fund to pay them? So the problem is resources. If the national government can facilitate or fund county government fully, I believe we can have our clinical officers promoted.
Okay, you raise an interesting point, and I think it's one that a few other people have mentioned, the thing about funding. But I want to throw this question to all of you, honorable members. Funding is one thing, and the answer to funding is more money, right? That's the simplest answer. But what about prudence? The Auditor General continually flags counties for wastage, for corruption. There's, the EACC has hundreds of files of members of counties at whatever position of leadership or even operation with corruption cases. There are cases of wastage. There are cases of things like benchmarking trips, which was very popular at some point. Benchmarking trips for something as simple as a system, a payment system. And all the members of the county assembly are taken to a foreign country. I want you to talk to me about this thing. And then there's also the matter of on-source revenue. So more money from the national government, which means more Kenyans, more money from the pockets of Kenyans. But what about the money that is sitting latent in Kirinyaga, for example? You said Kirinyaga is suffering. Aren't Kirinyaga people productive? Aren't they able to raise some revenue, some money from their own operations? What about corruption? What about wastage? Are these things that can be fixed to raise the amount of money that is needed for such things?
You've asked why we've not promoted the clinical officers, but I've told you that the problem is that Kirinyaga, we are struggling with the fund.
I understand.
Own source revenue cannot afford to increase the wage bill. The reason being, there's so many vote heads which requires resources. If we can be handed some fund from the national government, I believe we can have now our clinical officers are promoted. Because if right now we promote them, and of course we are struggling with the little resource which we collect there from the own source revenue. Of course we are trying our best to seal the leakage of revenue using the automation means of collecting the revenue compared to what was there before. I believe if we can be handed some fund, or if government can stop paying the social workers, whatever they are paying them as stipend, and add some allocation to counties, I believe those clinical officers can be paid.
I see.
Very well, and can be promoted. The problem here is resource.
Resource.
Yes.
Are you happy with the president's move to agree to send a little bit more money to the counties than ever? Are you happy with that?
Yes, of course, because it will increase some kitty in every function.
All right.
Not only health, even those other listed 8 functions.
All right. The Honorable Mercedes, I want to bring you into this conversation from the largest ward in the great county of Siaya. Talk to me about this thing. You said you're a first-time MCA. What have you seen as far as, what did you know before you entered this field, and what do you know now? And what's the stark difference there?
Thank you very much, Victor. What I know before is from the corporate world. And I came from there into the counties, and the difference there is like day and night. In terms of structures, in terms of funding and the plan, the processes. That's for me was a culture shock that I've got to learn. It's a learning curve. But now I'm in the system, and I'm in defense of the Constitution and in defense of devolution. There's no doubt that the best thing that happened to Kenya was devolution. That one I can tell you anytime, because before the devolution and now, things, particularly in rural areas, are different. The objectives have been met, that we've got, the power has been given to the people in mashinani, like they say in the rural areas. The voices where people are heard through public participation. Now they are engaged in everyday activities of their wards and their constituencies. They've got their leaders and the leaders live with them, so the leaders are accessible. And that voice in itself for me is very, very powerful, that our people have got their voices.
I see.
In terms of the issues of corruption and funding, I think I want to just use the English saying, which says that we are penny wise but pound foolish. Because everybody right now is looking at the devolutions and the counties which only have 15% of the budget.
Yes.
And everybody is running to the counties and saying you are corrupt.
Forgetting, I can see you excited.
Forgetting.
We'll come to you in a moment.
Forgetting that 85% of the budget is with the national government. So we've got to engage our people and our constituents that they should, power has been given to the people, the sovereignty of the power of Kenya is in the hands of the people. They should demand, 15 years down the line, they should demand for more resources so that they can have more services and better quality of services. In defense of Siaya was recently voted as one of the countries with the least corruption. A thumbs up for Siaya.
Is that so?
Yes, it was.
Honorable Mercedes, listen, I happen to know, and I think all of you, if you're keen on what's been happening across the country now, isn't there right now, as we speak,
today,
right today, as a matter of fact,
yes.
Isn't there an officer from your county?
No, that's one of.
Hold on.
An accountant.
Yes. Let's look at the numbers. I just want to ask, just pause that. You're not on trial here. You're not the governor of Siaya. But I want to ask a question. Honorable Barasa or Honorable Dallas, tell me, how much did you get last year for your county, for your ward? How much?
20 million allocation.
20 million allocation. Yes. How about you?
Okay, we got what we call the SAFE, the Community Empowerment Fund of 25 million. 25
million.
I can explain how we used it.
All right. What did you get for your county? For your ward?
That million for my ward.
All right. Yeah. Madam Mercedes,
yes.
You're not on trial.
No, I'm not.
But please tell Kenyans exactly how much money the gentleman in your county has been arrested for allegedly embezzling. How much money?
I think it's 109 or something.
127.5 million.
All right.
I think I read 109 million. Something.
That is what is said to be recovered.
It's over 100 million.
It's
we can agree on
million,
that.
Yes.
Can you imagine what... That is money that was meant to do something. Pay somebody a salary, buy some medicine, or do something for the good people of Siaya.
Yes.
I mean, we're talking about the progress of devolution, and Kenyans, yes, Siaya may have been voted as top in terms of the least corruption.
Yes.
But when we see news like this, when we see the EACC say there is more than what they say, about 100, more than 100 county officers currently being processed, as a result of corruption.
Corruption, yes.
More than 60 current and former governors already in EACC books as, having stolen money. We saw the former governor of, I believe it's Samburu, having to pay back close to 100 million shillings over a corrupt fuel deal.
Mm-hmm.
The money is there.
Yes.
The money is there.
Not
the
enough.
money that Honorable Mitaru is talking about. They say it's not enough, but clearly it's enough for someone to pocket 100 mic and no problem, right? What do you guys think?
Victor, before you cross.
And before we come to you, allow Honorable Mercedes to finish a point.
Yes.
We'll come to you, Evans. Thank you.
I'm not saying that there's no corruption.
Right.
And I'm not defending corruption, and I would not defend corruption in any way. And this is a cancer that is eating us as a country.
Right.
At all levels.
Right.
So it's a societal thing, and we have got to decide, all of us as a people, at all levels, at every organization, even the young people right now. When you talk to them, they are imagining quick riches.
Right.
How do quick riches come? Right now, the demand on the MCAs, and I keep saying this, and this is one of the differences that I found in this job. Just because I'm an elected MCA, I am supposed to carry with me the social welfare of my people.
That's true.
Where does that money come from? Because they judge me based on how much money I give out. And I'm telling you, for an MCA, the last thing that happened in Kenya was the M-Pesa. Because you're supposed to have a loaded M-Pesa, and every time you're just...
Is that the case?
And the people don't ask you. Nobody asks you where that money is from.
They just want to see where it goes.
And they will judge you by how much you give and how frequent and how often you give out their money.
Right.
So they say, oh, you are very good, you always help us. Right now, students are going back to college. I can tell you, it's not me only. All the MCAs, they are inundated with demands for fees here, Harambee is here. Where do people think that money will come from?
That's a good question. Honorable Speaker,
yes.
And before Honorable Dallas, Honorable Speaker, in your county, do you experience what she's talking about? And how do you deal with it?
The problem in Kenya is that we have our local leaders, being the MCAs. Our MPs and senators come to Nairobi. They live in Nairobi. Our MCAs live in Mashinani. Each and every morning, they wake up, there's a number of people in their home states. One MCA told me one time she didn't have money. She had to go to a poultry farm and give a needy lady who had come to a house 3 chickens.
From her own farm?
From her own farm, to go and sell in the market so that she can return a child to school. These are the problems that MCAs face each and every morning. All the leaders who are in the locality, the MCA is the only one who is closer to the community. And all the problems, all the fundraisings, and I'll tell you, all the sub-county hospitals, all the county hospitals are in the near the county assembly. A mother will go to the hospital, deliver, then they realize we don't have money to purchase clothes. Where do they come? County assembly at the entrance. The MC will be told there is somebody from your ward who is at the entrance. She wants money to purchase clothes for the newborn baby.
Right.
What does the MC do? He or she has to go somewhere, get funds. That's one case. In the afternoon, somebody has died.
Right. Hopefully not the same person.
That's a different case. Right. Another person from the same ward has passed on.
Right.
And you need to, first of all, take the body to the mortuary. Then again ensure that these people, you console them first of all. So you have to take them to a restaurant, organize for their family. All these are the roles of an
console them using money.
all these are the roles of an
Right.
The other issue, the issue of health.
Yes.
The issue of health.
Yes.
When we talk about health, let's talk about health in 2012 and 2025. Before 2012, how many medical officers did we have in Kenya? How many were employed by the national government? How many hospitals did we have? How many dispensaries did we have? And you'll realize one thing, that all the counties right now, each and every ward in Kenya has a dispensary that was constructed between 2013 and 2025, something that was not there before. So in as much as you want to say devolution is not working, let's also see that a county like Murang'a could be doing well because its proximity to Nairobi. The 1965 sessional paper number 1.
But honorable member, honorable speaker,
so now you see those are the issues. Those are the issues. Those are the issues that we must face the reality that, like in my own county, some wards didn't have dispensaries. Some of them were constructed between 2013 and 2025. And now you want us to compare with a county like Kiambu, which has how many district hospitals in one county.
Fair enough. Honorable Dallas, how many babies have you had to look after?
I can't count them.
You're sure?
This is African. We live in a social way.
Right.
It has to be social capital where you have to be there for the people.
Right.
So if you're telling me to tell you how many, there are so many.
There are so many.
I can't be able to count them.
But where do you get the money then?
That's the life we are doing. I have my own business. I share my salary with my people. That's what I do. And you'll hear most of the time say you are not there in the village. They want to see you all the time. And when you don't have now, you just have to stay away. Then meet them when you get your salary. That's what we survive on. I want to speak on health. Mheshimiwa has put it very well. You'll find that 15% comes to the county, 85% remains to Nairobi. Victor, I ask you in Nairobi, who is paid the 85%? Right now, Busia is suffering because of the recurrent budget. Nurses were brought into county. Now there are so many. They've employed some, and they are wishing some get older and they retire. The same amount, I'll say the biggest budget in county, especially where I come from, Busia, it's health. It takes a lot of money, it's in recurrent. And that's where the problem is. We are saying, bring the money, then if you're going to apply the principle of public finance as put on the Constitution, Article 201, it's going to work very well. Accountability is going to be there, but let's not struggle, because as much as we are pressing the health sector down there, when they are not paid their money, the nurses, I'm sure they're going to sell the drugs. Victor, I've been looking for this monster which is called corruption. I've never seen it. Really? Have you ever seen corruption? I've never seen it myself.
But hold on.
Because of bureaucracy which is there.
Hold on, Honorable Dallas.
Yes.
Hold on.
Sure.
Your senator.
Yes.
Your senator, the Honorable Okiya Omtata.
Yes.
Just exposed a situation, and it was raised by the Auditor General, about what, 6.5 billion shillings?
Yes.
Just without a trace? That's a huge amount of money. Yes, it may not be a monster that you see, but surely 6.1 billion shillings just suddenly disappearing from your budget is something people will feel.
Yes, people will feel it, but I'll tell you, as Busia people, we are bleeding inside. To date, as a member of MCA, County Assembly from Busia, I've never seen Omtata. Myself, as honorable member from Busia, he's the person who is supposed to help us and give us, this is what I have seen, what help you. He can be able to help us. That's the problem. I'm telling you, if bureaucracy is going to be removed, there is not going to be corruption. You can't see the money. In fact, if you go and look and try to find out who ate this money, which was stolen, you can't find evidence. I've been trying to find. Myself, I won't prosecute you on nothing that my eyes have not witnessed. I'll only talk on what I have seen with my eyes. It's because of bureaucracy that is on the system. That's why you see the money has gotten lost.
All right. Hold that thought. Hold that thought. Let's come to this side of the room. Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, what are you feeling? What are you thinking about when you hear what the honourable members and our good friend from RUFA and our constitutional law analyst is saying? Let me hear your views. What is your good name? And would you please stand so that your people at home, feature campaign, US Smart, just stand up and talk to that camera over there. What is your good name?
My good name is Odora Isaiah Kapisi.
Where are you from?
I'm from KCA University. I serve there as the Secretary General.
Excellent.
Indeed.
Where are you from originally?
I'm originally from Bungoma County.
Bungoma County. Your MCA is here.
Yes.
So talk to us. Yeah. What's going through your mind when you listen to this?
So thank you very much, Victor, for this opportunity. You know, since the promulgation of the new constitution, I've never met several MCAs. So now I'm having the privilege to meet them and question them.
Don't worry, when we organize a reunion, including Honorable Dallas, to meet everyone, including Senator Omtata, you will meet them.
I will meet them.
But now they're here.
Now they are here. Now, since 2013, I believe in the budget in 2013, what was allocated in the, the shareable, equitable shareable was 178 billion. Right now, it was 4 or 5 billion. Now, these MCAs, they have sat here and they have told us that they don't have enough money. Yet, in their meeting, they were the ones claiming that they need their salaries to be increased. Just here, the lawyer was claiming that in Homa Bay, their recurrent expenditure is almost 8 billion and they are allocated 10 billion. Now, these MCAs, they should be the first one.
You said 14?
14.
And then 10 is recurrent, right?
10 is recurrent. Now, these MCAs, they are the ones who are going for meetings. They are the ones who are spending a lot of those fortunes. So they should just come out clean and tell us where this money. I've just heard that the MCA from Busia is claiming that, Busia, he has never heard about corruption. He's the one person who is supposed to be following up on the governor. I believe your former governor, Ojamong, was among the governors who are the most corrupt governors. In Busia, the roads are not being done, and yet they are county roads. So how is he claiming to us that he has never had corruption? So I'm crying from inside. If these MCAs can claim that, I don't know where we are headed as a country. I went to school in Baringo, and Baringo is one of the least developed counties. The speaker is here. Speaker, what are you doing about that? You see, when you allocated some money, can you first be accountable to that before you can claim to be added? County governments are not working. The county government of Bungoma here, during Ken Lusaka's first term, they bought a wheelbarrow at 105,000, surely, and they're still sitting here and claiming that they need more money. So I just think that they should work on that, what they're having, before they start to claim other monies. Thank you very much.
I see. Let's hear some more views from somebody else. The gentleman right next to you. Good evening.
Good evening to you.
What is your good name and where are you from?
My good name.
We need your microphone.
There are actually two good names.
Yes.
It's not just one.
What is your name?
I'm Vidar Mengi.
Vidar Mengi. Where are you from?
I'm an activist and I'm a Gen Z leader from Kitui County.
Karibu sana.
Thank you.
Talk to us.
There is something I've noted and I would really want to speak. I have three main points to say, and I will be very brief about them. The first point, I have seen the discussion of our leaders, already elected some and others serving other positions. To the leaders here, to the leaders out there, whenever you're going out into public meetings or you're on air, if you are to discuss the matters, if you are to discuss the issue of health, please realize that this is a very serious issue. This is not an issue to come and look for, or rather, to joyride and find some political mileage as a result of it. Number two, the second point, I said I'll be very brief. The second point, I'm an activist and I'm a Gen Z leader. I have concern because I have friends and cousins. I have friends and family that I have concerns over. And these are the interns. The current interns in our education system, let's say those who are in JSS or the medical interns. You will come to find, for example, the teachers who have been recently employed, they are covering for 2 insurances from the government. There is the SHA, which is the chief, and there's that another one called Aeon. There is a way they are called, Minet, yes. Now, you should realize that these are overriding deductions, and when you're going to pay, when you're going to get covered in an hospital, there are no overriding benefits. You will only be assured by one. Okay, it's assured, not insured, right? If it is a SHA to pay, the Minet cannot pay. You understand? We really have to look for a solution because these interns have very small salary.
Okay.
And they are new. They need to invest. They need to look for their personal life too as much as they are serving the people.
Okay.
We need to look at that overriding.
All right.
The second point.
This would be the third.
That point.
Yes,
Thank you. Sorry.
Yes.
I think I'm sorry.
Karibu.
The third point is about corruption. And I think corruption has brought an heated debate. I have seen the Gen Z. This is a Gen Z. You've seen how heated he was when Mheshimiwa there said he cannot talk about corruption. But corruption needs solutions. You must realize that all these issues have been activists, leaders, and everyone has been complaining about these issues for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
We as youth, and I believe I'm speaking on behalf of many youth in the country, we now don't need to talk about the cries. We need to see solutions. We need to see someone offer solutions. We need to see solutions being offered to the corruption case.
I see. All right.
For example, I could cite 2.
Okay, we'll come to you. We'll come to you in a moment. Thank you. Thank you for that, Honorable Vidar. Can we hear from the ladies before we shift? As the ladies get ready, the gentleman at the back, please also be on standby. Yes, gentlemen, what is your good name, where are you from, and what is your point?
Okay, thank you very much, Victor.
Karibu.
My good name is Honorable Bramwell Ngorere.
I told you there's many aspirants here. Karibu, where are you from?
I'm from Kakamega, Huisero constituency. I'll be vying for MP seat.
You want to unseat Honorable Aseka, I believe?
Yeah.
I see.
I'll take him home. Before he decides to go for gubernatorial seat, I'll have taken him home already.
All right, we wish you the best. What's your good point?
So my good point is, I'm literally I was almost collapsing when the sitting MCS are saying they are running short of money from the national government. I was once told when I was in the university that if at all you cannot account for the 14,000 help that you are being given, even if you are given millions of money, my good friends MCS who are here, you will not still account for it. Somebody has mentioned of the health. or rather before I come back to health. Devolution, Bwana Victor, devolution, as much as we have tried, or rather they have tried to some level, but devolution has brought more harm than it was.
Really?
Because there is no way today a county like Murang'a, somebody has cited it somewhere, that they are doing better because of maybe, I think my good friend Mheshimiwa said, being close to Nairobi. I come from Kakamega. In the first 10 years of devolution under Governor, His Excellency Oparanya, Kakamega was doing better. But today, under His Excellency Fernandez Baraza, the county is collapsing. What is the problem? The problem is the office bearers. We cannot be crying that money is not enough, but the office bearers are the problem. To add on that, maybe let me talk about the promotion of maybe the medical practitioners under the county level. If at all today, we are not accounting for the millions or rather billions that are being allocated, even if the national government will increase now, maybe the 85 comes back to the county governments and 15 remains to the national government, still they will not account. I'm telling you today, you will not account for it.
All right.
Thank you very much, Bwana.
All right, Honorable Bramwell. Let's hear from one of the lead. Are you ready? Okay, let's hear from you before we shift to this other side. Absolutely, absolutely. We're coming back. Yes. Sir, what is your name?
I am Wesley Onyalo. I'm Wesley Onyalo.
Where are you from, Wesley?
From Ruaraka, aspiring member of parliament for Ruaraka.
All right, you're welcome. What is your point?
Victor, when you read in the present media, you will realize that this country is bereft of great leaders. Why? What do you define as corruption? Is it just loss of money, or the proletariat taking everything into communal ownership? You know, we are used to seeing corruption as just money getting lost. But then what other things qualify as being corrupt or corrupted? You taking people who are related with and putting them where you are a leader, as a public leader, fleecing public coffers. One thing, if you look at the county government, they have money, but then they are not putting it to use, to good use. You will find that an MCA for a certain county has been allocated a certain amount of money. Then what he does is that he allocates that money to, say, bursaries, for example. Why does he choose bursaries over certain activities that would at least promote the livelihood of people there? And they find it easy for themselves to provide for that, you know, because they want to offer services that would make them be notable candidates when the next general election comes.
I see.
Yes,
I see.
And that is really hurting.
Okay.
Hurting our people, and that is why money is getting lost left, right, center.
All right.
Another, just...
Yes, please, Honorable Onyalo.
Yes.
Yes.
Just to add on that, again, about SHA.
Yes, please.
This is something that is not working. Just to be clear, I had Rufa chairman.
Yeah, the vice chair.
Yes, no, the chairman.
Oh, the
yes.
chairman.
The chairman talked
Rishenga.
2 days back, right?
Sure.
And he was complaining why the national government is prioritizing public health sector, yes, and leaving the private and faith-based. And you will realize that not everyone goes to a public facility. Yes.
All right.
There are those people who are, they go to faith-based or private facilities because the services that are offered there are, they are better quality, they are easy, and,
All right. Thank you, Honorable. Thank you. I think your point is clear. Yeah. And that's a really important point, and I'd like you to come back to it. Let's hear one last person here before we get a right of reply from this other side. What is your name, where are you from, and what's your point?
Yes, Purity Ngungu, aspirant MCA Nairobi South.
Of course. Karibu sana.
Yes, Asante. Now, my question is to these leaders, because I feel like they are the most corrupt.
Okay.
Yes, because I cannot understand why you have to go pay bills for an individual. Those are personal responsibilities. Let's say, for example, a lady who has given birth and she does not even have clothes for the baby. She had a whole 9 months expectant. She knew. Really, I cannot understand this. And she knew she was going to deliver. Why didn't she prepare? So this one provoked me to go back and check what are the responsibilities of an MCA. For example, I didn't see anything close to that. So why are you doing this? Is it to please them or to do what? That is bribery. It is wrong. It is unacceptable. And I don't think this is the kind of leadership we need. Yes, that's all.
But Honorable Dallas said, children belong to the community. Some of them are
the children belong to the community, but you, as a husband, your wife is expecting. Why didn't you prepare?
Good question.
How much is, do you need to buy the cloth for your children?
Right.
Just one child, 9 months.
9 months.
Really, it's unfair.
All right. Thank you, Honorable.
Can we say something?
Yes, we are coming to you guys. I know there's a lot of fire. Just a moment. Allow me to recognize the presence of someone called Hilary Simiu. Hilary Simiu, you're watching us through the YouTube platform, and you say, someone is making money through this SHA. May God punish them, hence human beings cannot be able to punish them. Josegi, you say something that I may not be able to say. Martha Njeri, tuko hapa is your answer. Someone called Uni says Vidar needs to be shown on the wall. Obuya Moses, you say, I think he's just shouting out to Odwar, aka, is your name KPC or something? Kapis, okay, they're bigging you up. Johnson Mudhungu, you're watching us from Kitui East, thank you so much. Muraya Hana is saying, Honorable Kagwe, Daragwa 001. And good job, Honorable Kagwe as well, from Hana. And someone called Arizona, you're saying, SG, you're on fire. Lawi Kimuge says, Mheshimiwa Vincent Kimboi from Baringo County Assembly, he recognizes you and your contribution. And finally, Alex Chalo Wambua says, Ukongo Kitui Youth Leader, bigger brother. That's you, that's your name, Ukongo. Gosh, we have Dallas, we have Mercedes, we have Ukongo. What does that mean? All right. I won't delve deep to understand what sort of valley. But let's hear from you guys. And you guys are on fire. Let's start with you, Honorable Barasa.
Yeah. Yes. I want first to make it clear that we don't say that we cannot account for the money. We have a process. When the budget comes to the county assembly, we have that public participation. We have that approval of the budget. The budget is loaded to the portal. That is uploaded. We have the control of budget who always approve the budget from the counties. So what we are saying, every penny that comes to the counties, we are accounting. And the MCAs, we are not executive. We don't implement. We approve the budget.
But you do oversight.
And we do oversight. What we are saying, Victor, is that sometimes, as we speak now, being an MCA is a burden. It's not now a calling. Do you know, as MCAs now, we have not received salary for the last 2 months.
In your country?
What is the reason? Not in all over the country.
All over the country.
Why is the reason? Yes, what is the reason? Yes. You know, for us counties to get money.
Honorable Dallas, where is he getting the money for diapers? And
it's not even Dallas alone. We are doing a lot.
2 months.
Yes.
2 months. Yeah. What is the reason? The exchequer from the national government to come to the counties is a big problem and a procedure. Sometimes we feel that maybe MCS, we are the people who maybe we came from the lesser God. Why should the control budget say that bursaries are not devolved function? And the same control budget can approve markets can approve the community health promoters' money that goes to the counties. Why should the control budget say that MCS, you are not supposed maybe to get a job upgrade, and at the same time, and it is in public domain, the members of parliament the other day, they increased their salary with 362. MCS has not even increased with 10,000. And we are now seen as MCS are the most people who want for themselves. One thing, Victor, we must say, that as the counties, for us to perform our functions, the national government and the institutions should release and let go money that belongs to the counties.
All right.
As we speak, even recurrent is a first charge. Paying the workers is a first charge. The way a voter from my county is saying, why should we spend 80% on recurrent and remain with 2 billion for development? It is what is guided in the COB that first charge is the workforce. The workforce that we inherited during the de facto local authority. You cannot chase those people.
But what about the ones that are being added? What about the guys that are relatives of the sitting MCAs and governors and so on?
But now, who regularize, who employs them? We have an independent body called the County Public Service Board.
Clearly not independent
and
enough.
Two,
if nepotism
that comes to the County Public Service Board. And in other words, being an MCA, my brother will not come to depend on me. He's an individual on his own. Kama imekuja nimekuwa competitive. Should he not apply that because he's the brother of the MCA? And yet the job market is competitive to everybody. You have put their qualification.
The issue,
if the minimum is a bachelor and he has it,
that's a good point.
Why should stop him?
Honorable Barasa, that's
Yes.
a good point. However, the issue has never been qualification. The issue has always been the shortlisting and appointment of those officers. Surely, this
Victor,
proverbial brother is not the most qualified. How come all of your brothers? Okay, let's hear from some other people. Mr. Ndong, I'm coming to you. I assure you, and I'll know why. Honorable Speaker, please, and then we hear from Honorable Kagwe, Honorable Mercedes, Honorable Mitaru, and then Bwana Kariuki, Reverend Kariuki, please, and then, of course, Mr. Ndong.
Thank you, Victor.
Yes, Honorable.
Let me respond to Bramwell.
Yes.
And I know Bramwell is a young man. Perhaps by 2012, he was still in nursery school or in the lower primary, and he doesn't understand the challenges that people face. Let me give you an example of Baringo. Before 2012, we only had 2 functioning hospitals in Baringo County, Eldamaravine and Kabarnet, district hospitals. As we speak today, we have hospitals in all the sub-county hospitals, in all the sub-counties. We have hospitals, and all of them have theaters. Operations can be done in all the sub-county hospitals. We have nurses and clinical officers in almost all the dispensaries. We have new dispensaries in the localities. Each and every ward has at least 3 or 4 dispensaries, something that was not there before. So for you to say devolution is not working, we must be lying to ourselves. Roads. I remember when I was going to first year in the year 2004, we used to walk for close to 10 kilometers to get a road, something closer to a road. But today, you cannot go more than a kilometer before you find a good Maram road in the villages. So devolution is working. The other issue is to speak to Onyango. Onyango speaks about resources, allocation of resources. The 2010 Constitution also gave citizens or Wanainji another role, public participation. We cannot do budgets without public participation. We take the budget proposals to public participation forums. When we reach there, the wananchi will say, in this sub-location, we need our 2 million shillings, and the 2 million shillings should go to bursaries. They even say, if there's any money in the ward, let the whole of it go to bursaries, because that's the challenges they are facing. Then we have to back them. We tell them kindly, let's also split this money, get some for roads, get others for health. But you are to leave it to the money. They'll tell you, get the whole money for bursaries. Some will tell you, get the whole ward fund of 20 million and take it to an education fund where we'll be taking our children to US or to Australia for further studies or for these other things to go and do, look for cleaner pastures. So the problem is not the MCS. The problem is wananchi themselves, and the wananchi in public participation direct MCS on what to do. And finally, the issue of share. Personally, I have a different opinion on share. We may have so many challenges, but for the last 6 months or 9 months, I've never gotten a request from somebody telling me, kindly talk to the medical superintendent to give me a waiver in the hospital. Prior to that, the whole of 2023, 2022, we'd always get a request that Speaker, kindly tell our MCS to assist us to facilitate waiver in the hospitals. Because now when people go to hospitals, they are told, first of all, enroll to SHA, then SHA will now pay.
So you're saying SHA is working in Baringo?
It's working in Baringo.
There are no ghost institutions in Baringo?
We don't have some at the moment.
All right,
as we speak. And that's why for me I'm saying SHA is working. The only problem, and which is to all of us, there's a singer called Pastor Kimeto, and he said, if one morning you wake up and your store is invaded by rats, do you burn the store? You don't. What do? You go and look for rat and so many other things. So let's address the challenges that are there. If we have thieves, let's deal with the thieves, but SHA should work. Thank you.
All right. Honorable Kagwe. And then
Victor, I'm very happy that on the other side, I've seen aspirants who are becoming waheshimiwa in a few years to come. But Victor, I'll have to repeat this. When we leaders and we people who are in the office, when we will have the respect of the Constitution and the rule of law, Kenya will be somewhere will all of us wish to be. Why am I saying so? Devolution has enabled citizens to participate in budget making process and also making decisions. Sometimes it's good, as is said by our aspirant, that money is not enough. When we say money is not enough, true, it's not enough. Reason, when we are in a budget making, we go to public participation. You tell your people, I have 20 million, budget for 20 million. They will give you their own development agenda, which will surpass that 20 million. The next day, once you go and you feed those projects, they can feed even a road 500,000, where 500,000 cannot make a road even 500 meters. Yeah. So we are there also to guide them and tell them a load of 5 million, at least will be able to do 5 to 8 kilometers, maram, because we don't do tarmac. But remember, those 20 million which are located in every specific load must cater for road, water, agriculture, trade, and others, all the departments must factor in that. So we are telling the national government, we appreciate that President William Ruto added something to the county government. But still, it's not enough, because we need the function to go down together with finances.
All right, fair enough.
So, why am I saying so?
Yes.
I want to go to purity, just a minute. That just say that MCAs are the one who are corrupt. Victor, we are not corrupt. What we usually do, we are the people on the ground From morning to evening, I'm allowed my ward. So each and every challenges facing my people, they are brought into me. On Sunday and weekends, an MCA, the least can have is more than 20 Halabe cards. If you don't attend, you are not part of them. So you have to, because you are very close to them. About the baby who are delivering, hey, purity, I wish you know. I can tell you even there are kids who are named by my name. Yeah? Yes.
Can you tell us why?
The reason why, and
why are they named after you?
Those kids, does it mean that they don't have a father and mother? It's a family setup.
I see.
But for 9 months, they could not be able to look for funds to cater for the maternity fee. So I had it to do from my own pocket. And they said, once you help us, we'll name this kid after.
So how many Kagwes are there?
A lot.
All right.
Lastly.
Yes, please.
On SHA.
Yes.
You know, sometimes we need to see the other side of the coin, but we don't see the good part. SHA is working. Why am I saying so? Personally, I have patients who would go for dialysis. Today I was talking to a patient who was telling tomorrow he has been paid 68,000 for 6 sessions, 68. The other day he was in Nairobi hospital for a scan, 80,000 paid through the SHA. The only challenges we maybe have a few challenges, but Victor, I can tell you, SHA is working. Today in Daragwa Health Center, President William Ruto has assisted me to do a new maternity wing worth 165 million. Per month, we are having more than 60 deliveries, which we didn't have.
I see.
Yeah? So when I tell you devolution is working,
okay.
Yeah? And SHA is working.
All
those
right.
mamas who are getting kids from those
60
facilities,
deliveries per month.
60,
okay.
And those mamas who are being given deliveries there,
yes.
They don't pay anything.
Okay.
SHA is catering for that.
All right. As we move to Honorable Mercedes, I think it's some food for thought. How many of those 60 actually bear your name? Sorry for another day. We'll come to you next, but let's hear from Honorable Mercedes and then Honorable Mitaru.
Come to my ward also, there's so many Mercedes.
Is that so?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And I would like to start by responding to Purity and say you're talking about a woman who's pregnant and is waiting 9 months. Imagine a child who started in kindergarten, in nursery, ECD, all the way to class 8 or now 9, grade 9, is supposed to go to the next level or to go to university. Wouldn't you ask the parent, why were you and you knew this child was growing all these years and was going to go to university?
Yes.
The problem, and that's one of the challenges that I am challenging devolution on, but I can't because of the funding issue, was to reduce the abject poverty among our people. Because sometimes you actually go out there to the field and you see the poverty in the eyes of the people, and even if you didn't want the last coin you have to give out.
Yeah.
So our people really, especially in Mashinani, in the rural areas, our people live in such poverty that's unacceptable. And even the Constitution says that is not allowable. The Constitution, when the drafters of the Constitution had envisaged a situation where devolution was going to uplift the living standards of our people. I think in that area, devolution is still behind because we are looking at delivery of service, but not economic empowerment. And that economic empowerment has got to be strategic. Giving people like motorcycles, everybody, then everybody has a motorcycle, what happens next? So that abject poverty among our people is a serious problem that we are grappling with in the country. And that's why the MCA, like they say everybody, out of the 6 votes that are cast, the person nearest you is the MCA. And they'll come to you with an entitlement. We voted for you, and it's up to you now to take care of us. And the SRC, everybody has refused to see the challenges that the MCAs are going through. We don't get paid 100,000, and 100,000 shillings is a gross. By the time you get the deducted, most of us don't even earn 50,000 shillings a month.
Not even 20.
And yet, every weekend, like literally for me, my NMCA's, our heaviest days are weekends. Fridays and Saturdays you are burying, and all the Harambes you've got to attend for the burials, and you are only one person. And mark you are, for me, like my ward is like a constituency. Every day, there's a demand of money, which to them, the people think that it is part of their money because they voted for me.
So where do you get this money to supply?
For me, I don't spend any. I spend all my money plus whatever extra money I have from my savings and my investments out.
Goodness.
Yeah. So I wish you luck, first of all, Purity, that you get the job. Purity. Yeah, that Purity. I wish you luck that you get that job that you're looking for. On the issues that we talked about, SHA, I think SHA, for me, I agree that SHA works, but it has got its teething problems, and it was introduced very quickly without people internalizing it. Like we said, for example, double premiums. And even us, we have our insurance for the county, and we're still paying SHA, in fact, the higher level of SHA. Yeah. So the S stands for social, and social means that we all come together and help those who cannot afford it. But this should have been explained, we should have been taken through a long process to internalize it so that we give it happily. Happy giver is happy. But in this case, we are not happy givers, and everybody's complaining. Right. My last point here is on an example, just an example of how SHA has worked. And just last week, I have 10 dispensaries in my ward, 10 in one ward. Just last week, one of the
Hold up. When you said 10 dispensaries in your ward,
yes,
Honorable Dallas was shocked. How many do you have in yours?
Yeah, I'm shocked because in Busia, I'm the leading ward that has the highest number of dispensaries.
And how many are they?
I have 4.
I have 10.
I'm leading.
Wow.
In my ward, I have 10 dispensaries.
Goodness.
And I have 11.
Oh, is that so?
How
many do you have?
8.
Oh, including the new maternity wing.
Now, so
the Kagwe maternity wing.
Yeah.
Yes. The good feedback that I got just last week from one of the in charge of the dispensary is that for the first time, that dispensary has gotten a refund from a reimbursement from SHA, 200,000 shillings that they haven't seen in years probably. And this has enabled them now to pay, especially bucks, salaries for support staff. Yeah. Some of them had 7 months, 1 year, 2 years that have not been paid. Small monies, but they didn't have any money. Now, she was shocked. She said, they are excited. We got 200,000. So like, everybody's excited. We want to make this happen. We want to entice the mothers to come and to a clinic, clinics and fill the SHA so that we can get more money. So for me, I know the teething problem is here for SHA. But once we are through it, it's going to be a blessing in disguise. Because this is going to happen across the board.
All right. Honorable Mitaru, what's your point on this?
First of all, I want to maybe reply to Madam Purity. We know our role. The role of MCA is to oversight the implementation of the executive, what they are doing with the public fund, to register it, do motions and bill policy, and to represent, more so to approve the budget. That is our role. That is our key role. You then asked where we get money to give the public. It is from our hearts. We do sometimes, we are very good, we are good Samaritan. Good. These people fetch us in this place. When you see somebody crying, he has been in hunger for like 1 week, and you have maybe a bread there. Will you tell that child to go away? You share what you have with whoever, the rest fortune. So it's not that we are corrupt. We only share what we have with our voters.
Constituents, yes.
But we know our role. It's only that we are not greedy. The only problem or the difference between the MCA and a senator or an MP or a governor is that these people live in Nairobi. They don't know what people goes through there in the villages.
For ground.
Yes, because you wake up one day, you find maybe like 10 people waiting for you to wake. The little breakfast you are taking, you are supposed to share with them. How do you take breakfast when somebody is there and saying that he has gone without food for like 3 weeks or like 3 days? Is it logical to just be so greedy? We sometimes say it is from our heart. We like sharing.
All right.
Then on the issue of Kirinyaga.
Yes.
Like in every ward, we have like 2-3 dispensaries which were built between 2013 to date. And those dispensaries are functional. We employed some staff, that is nurse and all that. And the wage bill is still quite high. Understanding that we have 70% which is supposed to go to the recurrent and the 30% to the development, we are not able. And that's why I told you, as we are not able to recommend or to upgrade the salary of the practitioners, the nurses and the doctors, because the wage bill is quite high. But if we can be given some fund, because we are actually struggling. We have so many dispensaries. We have upgraded our hospital. And in every hospital right now, Kiruwea level 6, it has some units which were not existing. So we were forced by circumstance to recruit people to work in those areas. You see now, the reason we've not of late been able to appreciate or earn salary to the existing, because I know they keep complaining, but it's not our wish. If we can be handed some resources, I believe that can be sorted.
Yes, I know Purity will come back to you on that.
Sure.
But Honorable Dallas, quick as you can before...
Yeah, just to finish up, I'll be so briefly, I wanted to react on what Vidara said. For health, we don't campaign for our people. Personally, on my health facilities, on the 4 dispensary and 1 health center, we live in a social way. That's what I'm keep insisting. I'll tell Purity. I talk to my friends. I'll tell you, I've been doing medical camps every year. This year I've done it twice for my people, because the resources that comes to the county, it can't supplement everybody at the ward level getting drugs. I've been doing it for my ward. Last month I did it for Bumutiru dispensary. I'll talk to Onyango. Public participation is key. The new constitution, if you talk of Article 4 on Bills of Rights, it gives the common mananchi on the right to say what they want. You don't dictate. And that's why each county is different from the other one. For myself, they'll come and say, I want bursary. Some they say, I want seeds to grow for the maize. I'll give them that to what. I can't agree, and I can't give them what they don't want. So we have to go to the people and ask them what they need. And I'll tell you, bursary is so common, because people want to go to school. They realize if you go to school, I think you're going to achieve more. And this is what they cry for. I'll give you an example. Victor, you found a mother who has come with a child. You look at him, he's not eaten. Malnourished kabisa. What do? Can you leave them and say, this is not my function? My function is oversight legislation, and then you walk away? Can you be able to walk away? No. At times you just find somebody is very sick and is brought to our attention. I think out of human heart, we come out and be able to help them. About corruption, I'll say you cannot be able to see the corruption. It's being created by all the way from COB. And they know, even if I want to bring you to come and beg for me, Victor, I'll just squeeze your salary and squeeze you to the corner where you don't have anything. You'll come crying, and you have to do anything for you to survive. An angry man is a bitter man, and a very dangerous man.
All right.
That's what I'll say. Thank you.
All right. Reverend, yes. You've had a lot of things here. What's your comment here?
Let me be specific on SHA.
Okay.
And I want to speak to the nation. And in regard to the question that you asked, is SHA working? I will tell the nation clearly that question is answered based on the person you are asking. Our Ishimiwa here have said people in their constituency, are telling them that SHA paid for them, for dialysis, for other things. But ask the facility whether SHA is working. The answer will be different. The answer is no. So it depends on who you are asking. Because what
do your members
does,
say? Your members in the...
SHA is not working, without mincing my word. This is what you're saying. Let me give you statistics to understand what I am saying. NHIF closed with over 30 billion debts for facilities.
Yes.
Yeah? SHA took over. 9 months down the line, SHA has accumulated 43 billion worth of debts for the facilities. As we speak now, we are talking of a total of 73 billion owed to hospitals. Which sector can loan the government 73 billion and continue working? I wish when they say SHA is working, when they hear that story from their constituents, they will rush to ask whether the hospital has been paid. That is very, very important. So when you say SHA is working, look at the complete circle. SHA is not working. And I can tell you for sure, the hospital cannot continue carrying this burden for the people. Actually, it is not SHA that has insured the public. It is the hospitals. We are the ones that are carrying the burden.
Talk to me about this burden. How many of your members actually, there's some numbers here.
Yes.
How many of your members, the private healthcare providers, how many of them actually are on the brink of folding, and how many have folded in the last, let's say, calendar year?
In the last calendar year, we have over 100 that have closed shop.
Shut down?
Shut down completely. And in the last few months, we have several that we've been helping to go to the small courts for these cases. They have not paid this to suppliers. Their staff are taking them to the labor courts. The same SHA will penalize the hospital for not remitting the statutory deduction for SHA every 9th, and they are the ones who have not paid the hospital. Is SHA working? KRA will ask for their payee, the housing levy and the other thing by the 9th of every month. Whereas they know very well SHA has 73 billion for these facilities. You want to tell me SHA is working? SHA is not working. At the same time, the facilities that are being paid money purported to come from SHA are the ghost hospitals. Who registers, who licenses these ghost hospitals? It's the same Ministry of Health. The same people that are shouting loudest that there is corruption and medical fraud in hospitals are actually the perpetrators.
All right, all right.
I want to tell the nation this, that if we are to address corruption, it is not by how loud our voice is, it's by our actions. For example, our cabinet secretary has been there since March, 6 months down the line. How many people has he taken to court because of medical fraud? He has listed some 30 and another 40 facilities gazetted the other day, suspend them. The first list that he suspended, when they went to these facilities and did audit, the report they got cannot stand in a court of law. Yet he has defiled and defamed the name of those facilities. Some of them are very genuine. In the list that he had just produced the other day, we needed to see more of those ghost hospitals that Rufa and other social media influencers highlighted.
All right.
They are not there. So my friend, let me tell the country and tell our leaders here, when you are saying SHA is working, look at it at 360 degrees.
All right, fair enough. The point is home. Mr. Ndong, as we wind up.
So much, and I want to first address the first issue, the social aspect of the members of parliament. You know, when I was seated here, Victor, a bishop from Nyandarua, Merere, where Kagwe comes from,
yes,
just tells me, great Kagwe, he was present when I was being ordinated. It's called Bishop Bonventure.
Right.
Now,
Kagwe is everywhere. Kagwe is overworking. So babies, bishops,
so let me,
mothers.
Yes, let me tell the audience and the general public a few things. I will respond to a number of these issues. First, in Kenya we have a formal system, and my brother here talked about the bureaucracy. Then, Victor, we have an informal system that works within that formal system. And that is why the members of County Assembly here were telling Purity, don't run, don't look for votes. Why? Because the common mwananchi, the woman there, 80-year-old who was a child, who has died and is to be brought from the mortuary, does not know about legislation, oversight, and representation. In fact, they assume that representation is part of your role. So the manner in which the lowest level of leadership has been defined is in such a way that, for sure, I am one of the people who has been against the county oversight fund. But I'm changing my mind. Why? Because I used to speak as an outsider. When I began now working with the county assemblies, I have worked with the county assembly of Taita Taveta, I've gone to Samburu, there is even a dispensary in Baragoi. I have changed my mind because I see the load that is with MCAs. But are they exonerated by that load? The answer is no. Because the truth is, we have also seen clanism at the county level, where the sub-counties are rated. The governor knows where most of the votes comes from. And that is a factor in considering the amount of money that goes to different wards. That is a real challenge that is with the MCAs. There's a friend of mine who is a member of County Assembly from Taita Taveta. He keeps telling me most of the weekends when he does not have money, he's in Nairobi. Yeah. You know? He's my classmate in the master's class.
He's migrating, he's hibernating.
He's in Nairobi. He's ever in Nairobi. And he says it is deliberate. Why? And he is not available on phone. Because the assumption they will make when he's around is that he has money. They don't want to know where the money is. What am I saying, Victor? I'm saying there is an ethical question with the voter and a real need. The social aspect of empowerment within the county structure needs to be widened. This load, by the way, cannot be lifted by increasing salaries of members of county assembly. No. You want to distribute social programs to empower the people so that the load does not come back to the members of county assemblies. Yes. Number two, allow me to go to SHA. I agree with Reverend completely that SHA has worked and has not worked. It has worked because we look at it from patients who say, I was covered by SHA. But is it sustainable at the long end? It is 32.8 billion we will still have in NHIF. You know, the long time NHIF has operated. SHA has been with us for less than 12 months. We have 44.2 billion. At the long end, even if a few patients say SHA is working, the load is going to go back to facilities, medical facilities. Sure. So the government needs to look at this from a 360 degrees. And the problem, Victor, is that we see everything in the lens of a political tool. That when you raise legitimate questions around any policy formulation, the easiest answer is, we know you are with Gachagua. We know you are supporting this political party. But this is a problem, Victor. In this country, I have taken part in Persons with Disability Act policies for different counties. We do not formulate policy out of data or public participation or what people are saying. We first come up with policy, then we ask, what are people saying? So the most important stakeholders for any of this policy, whether it's education, you've seen the new funding model, we are forming a task force when things have gone wrong. We did not get these stakeholders at the beginning. So you see the problem. We do reverse engineering, what is called reverse engineering in policy formulation, where you create the policy, then consult the people. Not consult the people to inform the policy. That kind of mismatch has been one of the challenges that these people have been able to deal with. Right. Allow me to address corruption, then I finish. I have seen what EACC is doing. And I can tell you, Victor, I am one of the people who are against corruption in the biggest manner possible. But our problem is that we have always thought that prosecution is the best mechanism to deal with corruption at the county level. It is not going to work. We need what is called political accountability, Victor. Political accountability, why? Because why is a CEC who is implicated by EACC still in office? The Ethics and Anti-Corruption Code today has cases of 2012 still pending. You talked of Governor Lenal Kulal. Lenal Kulal was convicted the other day on conflict of interest, a case that began in 2014. And the challenge is, even if at the long end we get a solution to this, at what cost? We must not get lost in the lull of statistics of saying 120 million cannot do anything. The real cost of corruption, Victor, is in going to the statistics that are getting lost. We cannot say that if we recover money from the counties that is going to corruption, we cannot do so much. We will understand the real cost of corruption, Victor, when we deal with these matters from a political accountability perspective. The EACC court is not going to do so much. I will give you an example. The other day, we saw the governor Wamatangi was arrested. 166 witnesses listed. The defense have insisted they're going to cross-examine all of them. An average case in the High Court today will take you 4 years. Cases at the Court of Appeal are going to take you another 8 years. It is only the Supreme Court that determines cases, within 1 year, less than 1 year. But there are cases that have gone through all the way the radar. This is EACC, the EACC court, anti-corruption court. It's going to begin from the magistracy. By the time we are finishing with 166 witnesses, the governor has left office, a new governor is in office, new MCAs are in office, they are being blamed for the same things a governor in 2012 or 2010 did actually do. What am I saying in conclusion, Victor?
Right.
I am saying we have a shared responsibility as a people. The national government must be able to accept that devolution tilted the share of how we do budgeting. This top-down budgeting is still there despite the fact that we have devolution. The national government has a responsibility. The citizen who is at the lowest level of governance have a responsibility. The MCAs that are seated here with me have a responsibility. The court system that has refused to deal with the backlog that we have a responsibility. And lastly, the investigating agencies that keep arresting people based on political ground. You saw Mwingi Wairia and the dramatic arrest. All charges dropped. Wasting public resources for political persecution, more resources wasted, more resources already wasted. We must change. If we don't change, we will not have a country.
Change or perish. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have said a lot of things, and now it's time to consult the public. Will my very dear producer please put up the results of the poll that we put out? Simon, our producer, Kevin, you're going to put it up, and please give me those numbers. We had asked you, is this devolved function of healthcare working in your county? Is devolution, as far as healthcare is concerned, is it serving you in your county? And the options were yes, no, and possibly maybe. Pretty shortly, we should be able to get those numbers. But I want to look at what you people are saying on the live chat. And someone says, this is, rigidity is a lean to leadership. Give room for appraisal and be ready to change what is not working. SHA is working, but my question is, our hospitals do not have medicine. This is Obuya Moses. They send us to the chemist. My question is, why are medicines not in our hospitals? Betty Wahiga is also, shouting out, of course, to Reverend Kariuki for standing firm in faith and serving to the community. And as that, Mr. Producer, please put up the numbers on the screen so that the people can see. At this point, clearly, we will have to admit that this subject matter is bigger than our time. The results are here. What are the results? You can see, yes, 30% of you are saying yes, devolution is, healthcare is, is serving you in your county. The devolved function of healthcare is serving you, 30%. But the rest of you say no, a big, resounding no. Clearly, there's problems here. The ladies and gentlemen of the panel have highlighted this. Good people of Kenya, we have questions to ask ourselves. In 12 months, we shall return. We expect results, we expect names, we expect timelines, budgets, maybe more babies from Honorable Kagwe. But Katiba isn't just a celebration. Katiba Day should be, it will be marked from tomorrow. Yeah. It shouldn't just be a celebration. It should be a contract. And Kenyans are watching. I thank you all. I thank you all for coming and for joining us. I'm afraid we're out of time, but I wish you all a good night full of God's blessings. And I thank you for sharing your insight. And I pray that each of you will go. And as Mr. Ndong rightly put it, things must change and people must take responsibility. I've been your host, Victor Muyakane. And for the team that made this a reality, Kevin Kamau, the Conscience, and the camera team and the editorial team, and everyone that made this news a reality and this show a reality. We say thank you. Good night.